Hi, my name is Onetta Savitzer, and I am in section 62, and I'm going to be showing you my concept maps. So I first will start with how I organized my concept maps. So I put them in order of like topic. So I started my first concept map under Foundations of Occupational Therapy, and this just includes things like goal writing, some documentation, and some intervention and teaching activities involved in occupational therapy. The next portion moves on to cognitive processes. Then we have vision and visual processing, motor planning and motor performance, sensation and sensory abilities, and then assessing capabilities of our clients. And last but not least, we have some tips for the NBCOT. So we'll go back to Foundations of Occupational Therapy and just start there. Um, so as much as I am a visual person, I also like that Xmind allows you to insert PDFs into your concept maps because sometimes I need some further explanation. So here you'll see that I added in the FIM score. I added in a few PDFs as far as action verbs and verbs to avoid. Um, and see, these will just pop up here. So verbs to avoid, some action verbs. And then at the top here, I included some tips for goal writing. And so I think this is just some sample occupational therapy goals. So when I come back to look at how I can write my goals while I'm in the clinic, I can have some examples to go off of. The next concept map is documenting interventions. And like I said, I like some visual aids, so I just went ahead and added in a few pictures. I like that this concept map had some figures added onto it as well. A lot of this stuff is straightforward and self-explanatory, so it doesn't need, I didn't need to add too many pictures to it. The next concept map is occupational analysis, and this one also includes a few extra examples and PDFs to focus on. So we have the selection and gradation, analysis, and adaptation. And I like that this concept map has the explanations as well as examples from our textbook Radomski. So that gives you some published resources to base these things off of. Learning strategies in OT. I just like the way that this concept map was organized. I liked the way that it was grouped. The topics were grouped together. And then teaching activities in OT. So focusing on this OT core values. I like that this concept map included each core value and ethics, but I wanted to go take it a little bit further. And actually, I linked a document for the AOT's Occupational Therapy Code of Ethics. And so this just goes through and actually gives the definition for each core value. So we have altruism, equality, justice, freedom. And then if you keep scrolling down, we also have the definitions for each principle. So I really liked adding that in so I can go directly to the source and get it from AOTA. Now moving on to cognitive processes. So this is just assessing the abilities and capacities of your client and what that would look like. And this concept map focuses on cognitive performance. So we have things like some central concepts that we use in OT. So like multi-context approach, space retrieval, errorless learning, as well as skill tasks and habit training and cognitive stimulation therapy, all approaches that are used in OT. For this concept map, we have the evaluation for the occupational performance secondary to cognitive dysfunction. And again, I just like that this concept map included in a lot of examples and tables from Radomski. So if I zoom in, you're getting a definition here and then also a definition and terminology from Radomski. And so that helps to have a few different definitions so you can have a better understanding of what you're dealing with, and also a published source to back up what you have to say. Moving on to vision and visual processing. So I definitely like the way that this concept map was organized. There's a lot of things to add, a lot of things that were added that I feel like were very helpful. Lots of tables and visual aids. One thing I did go ahead and add is a video that touches on common vision terms as it relates to occupational therapy.
Entry-level Doctor of Occupational Therapy.
I won't play this whole video, but just to give you an idea.
Texas. Looking beautiful has just gotten easier. LaserAway, the nation's leader in. Welcome back to my channel.
And so this video just touches on some common terms and intervention strategies that can be used in OT. The next concept map is still focusing on vision, and this is just optimizing vision. So adaptation strategies and OT interventions that can be used. I really want to highlight this portion of the concept map because I think this is an excellent visual aid. This just gives you an idea of what it's like through your client's lenses to have some of these disorders or impairments. And on this side, we just have some more common dysfunctions and intervention strategies that can be used. Again, there's a lot of visual aids included in these concept maps, which I really like, because not only are you giving definitions, but you are getting some images to go along to show you visually what you're seeing. Now moving on to motor planning. So this is just touching on optimizing motor planning and performance in clients with neurological dysfunctions. And as you can see here, there's lots of visual aids included as well. To give you an idea of what it may look like in your client. This concept map I really liked because it gave examples of each assessment and their key description and how they are graded. And so I like that it has that key description and how they're scored. Moving on to sensation and sensory abilities. Again, lots of visual aids. Lots of things to help. So this is optimizing sensory abilities and capacities. And so I went ahead and added a video about mirror therapy in here just so you can see like what it looks like, which I think again is very helpful. You won't sit through these ads, but this is just a video showing mirror box therapy being used for a stroke patient. And I think that's really helpful to be able to see a therapist providing that intervention to a client. This is just assessments for assessments and capabilities for sensation. Again, lots of definitions, but also lots of visuals to accompany these definitions so you can kind of see what's going on in your client. This concept map was optimizing abilities and capacities, touched on the musculoskeletal system, as well as the biomechanical approach to treatment. And then I went ahead and added in a splinting document. And this document I created, which just goes over the types of splints that we learned. So thumb spica, the wrist volar splint, the functional resting hand splint, and there's a few more listed. And so this just chart is broken up into diagnostic indications, proper alignment, wearing schedule, and the feature of each orthosis. This concept map I really like a lot. I think that it did a really good job of breaking down the different ways to assess the abilities of your client. I did take a moment to include my personal range of motion and manual muscle video here because I felt like that was a good space for when I need to go back and review how it's done. I have quick and easy access to it. It's already included in my concept map. And then last but not least, we have preparation for the NBCOT exam. This just touches on the OT certification, lots of visuals, which are awesome and great to keep me engaged. What it's like for the exam day. And I did go ahead and add a little guided meditation video to this concept map. And this is just to help you with any type of test anxiety and also to help you just like get in the mindset before you take a long exam, because the NBCOT is a really long exam and you're going to be sitting there for 4 hours. So kind of getting yourself in the mindset of that. And our last two concept maps are the OTPF. Again, lots of visual aids, lots of things to keep you engaged. And then the frame of references and models that we do use often in occupational therapy. And that is all that I have for that. Thank you for listening. I definitely will be using these concept maps in the future as I go on to field work and then when I begin studying for my NBCOT.